Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi Laura, hi Will. It's Lloyd from Cardiff Castle here. Great chatting to you earlier. However, I think my spirited attempts to summarise 2,000 years of history will never truly do it justice. So I think you should pay us a visit to Cardiff and experience it for yourselves. Hope to see you soon.
Big side to start there.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Yes! Hello, chirpy cheep cheeps.
Cheep,
this is
cheep,
bad.
chirpy, chirpy, cheep, cheep. Welcome, friends.
To the final episode of Series 2 of the National Treasures podcast.
We've done it, guys. We've managed
God, this roundabout is horrible.
So we've done it. We've managed a full series, 10 episode series. Only took us nearly 2 fucking years.
If you like it, please join our Patreon so we can afford to do a Series 3.
Where are we off to, Laura?
We are going to Cardiff Castle.
We're going to Cardiff Castle. Now, fans of the YouTube interviews will have seen our episode with Lloyd. Who, I mean, he says he's not.
I've had too much for breakfast, mate. I am buzzing.
He's the boss of Cardiff Castle.
He's the boss. He's the mayor of Cardiff Castle.
So we're heading there for our final episode. We're a bit giddy.
We are giddy. I threw a tea bag at Will.
Yeah,
this morning.
Laura threw a tea bag at me. I'll be honest with you. I played it cool, but I was pretty fucking livid.
We had twin rooms in our hotel last night, and at some point this morning, I woke up, and Will, fast asleep, went, "Wait, and they just farted.
I was asleep. I shall have no. I feel no shame. So
You shouldn't feel shame if you'd been awake. I thought it was very funny.
And then a few hours later, when awake, Laura just threw a tea bag at me for what she claimed would be TikTok content. We don't use TikTok.
No, we're too old for TikTok, but it doesn't stop me wanting to collect the content.
Do you know anything about Cardiff Castle, Laura?
I went there earlier this year after we'd already decided we were doing it on the podcast. I happened to be in Cardiff with my family and some friends on a loose end, and we went to Cardiff Castle. So I know what we're heading to today.
That's good. I've got no idea at all. I'm a bit I'm really glad that we're going, because for the listener, this is the 3rd time we've tried to go to Cardiff Castle. So the first time, Laura misread the website because you thought it opened at 9. That was only on certain days, and it didn't open at 9.
Didn't have time.
Didn't have time. Then the next time, what happened?
There was a nationwide fuel shortage.
There was a nationwide fuel shortage.
And we physically couldn't fill up the car to drive there.
And now, finally, in the dying days of autumn 2021.
With only 2 days to edit the whole thing and put it together for you. So if you're listening to this and you think this sounds great, know that Laura has had a terrible 2 days.
So we're going to do some magic of editing. To us, we'll stop recording for a bit, but for you, there'll be a little dun 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 dun.
I'm going to use one of the other stings now, just to annoy you.
Dun 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 do 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 do.
I think for Series 3 we should get some new stings just to freshen it up a bit. You know?
I also think, and this one we can have to talk about off mic, we should get some new artwork, because my receding hairline in that picture is neither accurate nor flattering.
We could use the one, the one that we put on the travel mugs for the patrons.
Oh, that's a lovely...
The black and white one.
That Pete Otway did for us.
Yeah, we could switch to that one.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, we'll try and work out how to do that for Series 3.
Bye.
Bye.
Well. We have parked in the car park of Cardiff Castle. We've come through some armaments, and all we did to get through them was tell a little lie, wasn't it?
That wasn't a lie.
We're here for a meeting. No, we're not.
That's what he said to say.
Yeah, I know. He's part of the lie.
But we are going to meet up with him. That's a meeting.
He's our inside man.
Oh, yeah, like we're spies in the Napoleonic Wars.
Duggan's 11.
Yeah, and we're going, what ho?
Yeah.
we're here, we're outside the gates. There's already exciting stuff. There's a horse, but we've also found Lloyd, who is our Cardiff connection. We were just saying that you snuck us into the castle like we're invading traitor spies.
Yeah, like we're a heist.
Yeah, like we're going to give you the VIP access. But
Yeah, VIP is probably a better way to sell it than
No, I
we're
would say
here to
we
burn the
heisted
place
it.
down.
There's a dragon.
So immediately you go through the big walls. It's incredibly well preserved, isn't it?
Yeah, it's insane. And then you got like, it's a proper Motte Bailey as well.
Yeah.
Lloyd, while we've got you, why Wales the dragon?
interesting question. I've looked into this myself. It's how it started is a bit up for debate. It's almost certain the first use of it in Wales was by the Romans. So different Roman legions has different symbols on their shields. It's likely that the one that was based in Wales had a dragon. They probably came across the dragon from the Eastern dragons, Chinese history themselves. And then when the Romans left, it just became the symbol for the local Welsh tribes, and it's got adopted on and on and on until it became the official symbol, and the House of Tudor started to adopt it as well. We'd be mad to not make something of the dragon. You know, sometimes you think it's overused, but then you think, hey, we've got a dragon on our flag. It's pretty cool. We need to make use of it, don't we? So.
The village I'm from in Somerset, we had a dragon as our the Norton Fitzwarren dragon.
Really?
Yeah.
The primary school I went to, I think one of the bloody teachers was a dragon.
Hey! Right, so what do we do now we're here? We're through the gates.
So,
Is there
shall I
a
show you
is
on
there
the
a
map?
route? Yes. Oh, there's a helpful map straight away. It's good.
So, the square shape here is the external Roman walls, and it's all been rebuilt on that. You can go and check out, you can white up to the wall, there's still a bit from the 3rd century surviving, which you can go up and touch and read about. And then you've got the Motte Bailey Keep, the Norman section, and then over here in the west wall, you've got the 15th century house with all the Victorian additions. That's all.
And that's where we
rooms.
talked. That's where you were when we talked to you in the
I was in
YouTube
the
video.
banqueting hall. I was sat in the banqueting hall, so you can be able to look at that after. You can have a look around some of those Victorian interiors on a tour if you like. Directly above us now is the 13th century Black Tower, and there's a brand new Black Tower experience in there about a Welsh rebel called Llewellyn ap Griffith, or Llewellyn Bren, and his attacks on the castle when he was being subdued by the English lords. So that's quite a fun experience as well.
Now, I've just listened to a podcast by Greg Jenner,
Oh, a rival.
our rival.
He doesn't know.
And they were talking about Llewellyn Bren and Owain Glyndŵr. Oh, Llewellyn Bren is before, earlier.
Yes, so
Yes.
Owain Glyndŵr was 15, I think his attack on Cardiff was 1500
Yeah.
on the nose, in fact. And Llewellyn Bren and his grandfather, Evil Bach, which there's a local club.
His
named
name was
after them.
Evil Bach.
Evil.
Oh.
Evil. It's
His
Welsh
parents
for
didn't have much
little
hope
Ivor,
for
it
him.
translates as little. Bach is small, so little Ivor. And that was his grandfather. But they're all Welsh rebels, all from the same kind of suit. But all
Imagine that being like one of the top 3 Welsh rebels of the last 1,000 years, and your name's Little Ivor. That's an engine.
Lovely,
So
right.
there's lots to explore, lots of different
Yeah.
time periods. You can go into the air raid shelters from the Second World War. You can check out the Roman Wall, the Victorian House, the Norman Keep. There's a bit of a mishmash of ages, but that makes it quite fun to explore. So it depends what your preference is, but we can start you wherever you like, and you can start having a look around.
Yeah, exciting. I like that there's lots of different ages, because I always think that that's a weird thing when you have somewhere that's that old. You're like, well, which bit of it do we pretend it's always been, you know?
Yeah, it's the classic tourist question when they arrive is, how old is the castle? And I always feel terrible that there's not a nice easy answer to that. I can't say, 1412. I have to kind of say, oh, well, this bit's Roman and this bit's medieval and then this bit's a Victorian tower. But there's not an easy answer. But it does make it more interesting to explore, I think, because
Yeah,
there should be
definitely.
something for everyone.
And I suppose as well, it's the sign of an actual working castle. Like you know, for example, no one thinks the Disney Magic Kingdom is a real castle. That was built in 1950. That's it. This was a castle, so it was built, then it was rebuilt.
What
and
is this explanation?
what I'm saying is,
What are you talking about?
it shows the life of the castle, that it was built, but then it was needed.
Why did you bring in the Disney castle?
Because it's a castle that was built in 1 year and then untouched.
Yeah, because it's not a cat.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
baby,
I said
what are you talking about?
I said it's not. If you listen back, Lloyd, back me up here. I said very seriously, it wasn't a castle. I know that. But this is a real castle.
But that's like saying my house. Why did you?
Because your house,
Anyway, let's let
It's
Lloyd go
like-
about his day, and we'll do this.
if you had an extension, it'd be 2 different years.
We've decided to go anti-clockwise round the castle.
Yep.
So the first bit we should come to is the air raid shelter bit. I think, was that trebuchet over there?
Yeah, so that's the firing line.
Fun. I have one question though, first of all, William. While we were talking to Lloyd there, he said about the Romans getting the dragon stuff from Eastern Chinese culture. Mm-hmm. So did the Romans fight the Chinese?
Just go through that first door and keep walking, okay?
Thank you.
Which, this one?
If you go up the slope and through the wooden door.
Thank you. Did the Romans fight the Chinese? Did they go that far?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Is the truth to
A
you.
squirrel.
But what I do know is
That's a big old squirrel.
the Romans and the Greeks and the Macedonians and the Persians, they're all going east.
Yeah.
So it's not...
That is a lush looking squirrel.
Yeah. Also, like, St. George?
Yes.
Well, he's
Turkish.
from Turkish, and they definitely knew the Turks. They weren't called the
But
Turks
Turkey's
at the
a
time.
long way away from China, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the fusion, isn't it? In the olden days,
I'm in love with that squirrel.
someone in Cardiff might not know someone in Dover, but you'd know someone a little bit east, you'd know someone a little bit east. And
I reckon
stories
that
travel.
squirrel's in the prime of its life. Why aren't you talking about the squirrel?
Because you asked me a question, and then I answered it.
Yeah, but look now. Oh, he's eating a nut. Take a picture. This is just like Bake Off but live.
What the fuck do you mean? It's just like Bake Off, but live.
know-
Oh, he's gone now.
Right,
Sorry.
because you said fuck.
Yeah.
and that
All right.
squirrel
Well,
doesn't
sorry,
like
guys. If you
swearing.
don't know what a
You know the bit at the beginning of Bake Off in the credits where there's a squirrel?
right.
It reminded me of that.
Okay.
Are you already annoyed?
No. I've just opened my guidebook, which was a very reasonably priced £5.
Yeah. We love a guidebook. Oh, I think there's going to be sound effects in here.
I've opened it to a page called
There are.
Crocodiles, Apes, and Peacocks. All right.
Brilliant. Okay, so the castle wall shelters. On the outbreak of World War II in 1939, Britain prepared for air raids, and Lord Bute, who was the owner of the castle, was asked if he could use the strong outer walls as bomb shelters, and he was like, yes, let's do it.
He just agreed, straight out. Good bloke.
You'd have to, wouldn't you? You can't have a castle during a war and not use it.
Yeah. Can I borrow your carving knife for Christmas dinner? No.
No, it's mine. So the exterior walls were quickly broken through, and long wooden ramps gave access during an emergency. 8 large shelters allowed them to accommodate hundreds of people. All right. Well done, Lord Bute.
Well done, Lord Bute.
It's weird. There's a window just here, and you just look out onto, like, Cardiff High Street.
Yep, you can see an ultra-laser eye clinic, a 1970s brick building, and I'm inside a 2,000-year-old castle.
Yeah, and that is set up as the war, and then you're just like, yeah, but should we get our eyes lasered?
So,
They've got some really old signs up, like that. What are they called? Like traditional air raid shelter signs.
yeah.
What's it called when it's actually from the time? Like,
Authentic?
that's it. Some
It sounds
sandbag.
very loud in there.
It does. We might have to turn the recording off because Vera Lynn is absolutely going for it.
So there's the sound of Vera Lynn and the sound of the Luftwaffe, and somehow, despite the Luftwaffe being very loud, Vera's louder.
So, yeah, let's turn this off and we'll turn it back on if we can. But if we can't, it's for your own good.
Hey guys, don't worry, we'll meet again.
Oh my god, it's horrible. Well, I don't know about you, I found that incredibly moving. I was a bit teary in bits of that.
You were crying?
Not crying, but just a bit like, that was really well done. It was very claustrophobic and very loud and rattly speakers, and I don't know, maybe it's because of like what the world's been through in the last year. Suddenly the idea of something unthinkable happening doesn't seem too far-fetched
It seems
anymore.
thinkable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, I found that really like, oh shit, this is really oppressive.
Yeah, it is, because we're basically under the battlements, so we're walking along underneath sort of the ramparts of the castle. The pathway is, I don't know, 1.5 meters wide, 2.5 meters, 3 meters tall. It's claustrophobic. When you throw in the noise and all of the posters and that, you can imagine you would have been here with your family on a little blanket with hellfire raining down outside. Good exhibit.
And there's something mad about being in a castle built by the Romans when they were fighting here.
Yeah.
And then you're hiding in it again because you're fighting with Europe again.
Laura said a lovely thing to me. She went, I'll tell you what, I know the World War was bad. It was a great time for graphic design.
Oh wow, look out that window, the stadium.
So we're essentially halfway round the castle. Straight ahead of us is where we came in. Yeah. And like Laura said, so what I can see ahead of me is a moat, so a Saxon Motte and Bailey castle, a cafe, a 2,000-year-old wall, and then just the Millennium Stadium.
Should we go up onto the battlements from here so you can turn right up some stairs and I think maybe continue on top of the battlements? I like the way they've done the stairs actually. They look like they are modern but they fit, you know. Ooh, and now we're out on the battlements and at risk of starting a National Treasure soundbite, we've got bloody lucky with the weather. Yeah, so we're up on the top of the what's that, the Principality Stadium over there?
That's what it's called, yes. Not the
Millennium Stadium's further out.
Yes,
isn't it?
apologies, I've made an error.
That's all right. I'll correct you now so we don't get it in the comments, you know?
Our listeners aren't those kind of people.
No, our listeners are nice.
So, I'll tell you something. Shut up, Laura. So I've known for quite a while, also from watching...
You about to tell me you're dying?
Yeah, no.
What's happening?
Castles